Can we talk about this story? Why are the media not reporting the charging of an asylum seeker for the alleged brutal murder of a hotel worker? This is someone who is thought to have crossed the channel this summer on a small boat. Is this the mother of all cover-ups? Let's get the views now of tonight's newsmaker. This is Anne Widdecombe, of course, former Home Office Minister and Reform UK spokesperson. Anne, really good to see you again. So let's just go through the details of this. An adult teenager believed to have arrived in the UK on a small boat this summer has been charged with the murder of a woman working at an asylum seeker hotel. Now, the poor woman, Anne, died after she was stabbed in the neck with a screwdriver at Bescot Stadium railway station. Obviously, we can't get into the precise details of this, but why isn't this bigger news?
I'm not sure why it's not being reported. I sense that there is a great deal of sensitivity about serious crimes committed by asylum seekers at the moment, particularly by those who come across in the small boats. I think that sensitivity has been enhanced in the wake of the riots. And therefore, I suspect, I do not know. I mean, you know, we're all speculating, Mark. I do not know. But I suspect that that sensitivity may be behind why this hasn't been a bigger story. But my own view is that if anybody is charged with any serious crime, then, you know, that should be public.
And is it because this sort of allegation, this sort of alleged crime, doesn't fit the narrative that immigration, legal or otherwise, is an unalloyed good?
I don't think that's what's behind this. I think this is a fear that's come out of the riots and the disturbances, a fear that if asylum seekers are seen, as some of them have been, are seen to commit serious crime, that, you know, it will stir up the public. So I don't think it's a resistance to a narrative. I think it's an ultra sensitivity, but I maintain my position that if anybody, doesn't matter who it is charged with a serious crime, that charge, unless you've got a 14-year-old or something, that charge should be a matter of public knowledge.
Well, let me tell you, this had me spitting my cornflakes out this morning. The Sun newspaper report that the former England manager Gareth Southgate is up for a knighthood. Sorry, did I miss something here? Did he win the World Cup or the Euros? No, he's won the Woke Cup, that's all, with 8 years of virtue signalling, rainbow flags and cringeworthy political correctness. He spent his time trying to make the world a better place rather than making England a better team. This man, now tipped for the greatest honour in the land, has won precisely 0 trophies as England manager, in spite of getting the easiest set of draws in recent memory, rarely having to face the best teams until reaching the finals that he lost. He was gifted a golden generation of players who could have scooped silverware in the right hands. And whilst a very worthy knight of the realm, Sir Alex Ferguson, fostered a culture of winning at Manchester United, Southgate fostered a culture of empathy and inclusivity. He wanted his players to be storytellers, apparently. Yes, we got to finals, fair play, but the story was ultimately one of failure. And as for all of this touchy-feely stuff with the players, talking about their feelings and emotions, he was supposed to be a head coach, not a life coach. Instead, he got them to focus on being great role models and being great human beings and teaching them the art of taking the knee over taking corners and free kicks. Now, it's not often that I agree with Gary Lineker, but during the last Euros, he was literally moved to swear about how bad Southgate's England were during the Euro competition. It was controversial. Many people were not happy with Gary's remarks, but Lineker was absolutely right. England were abysmal. Now, Southgate does have his defenders, so to speak. They talk about the best record since Sir Alf Ramsey and the glory of 1966. And how about this headline? Gareth Southgate may be England's greatest ever manager. So why the hate? Well, that was a headline in The Guardian. There's a surprise. Because, of course, Gareth Southgate did more to impress right-on progressives and the elite media and political class than ordinary football fans. This quote from a Guardian football writer revealed in a brilliant column by Spiked Online's Mick Hume tells you everything you need to know about their sneering attitude to ordinary supporters. Check out this quote. The whiplash when you're celebrating the lovely, talented, nice footballers, and then it cuts to the stands, and you remember what people in England actually look like, brings you back down to earth with a bump. Charming. You see, the chattering classes, the media elite, the North London champagne-swilling, Negroli nonsense, couscous-eating middle class, well, they hate the public and they look down their noses at ordinary people. Southgate's response to fans booing at terrible performances at the Euros was typical of this attitude. He said the atmosphere around the team was unusual and strange, which is code for how dare you criticise my players. Yes, indeed. How dare long-suffering fans express their dissatisfaction at the woeful performances of the multi-millionaire prima donnas that they've paid a fortune to watch. So, as I say, I think the media elite, I think they detest the public. Well, I love the public. I love you. And so I'm happy to reveal what many real, actual football fans think of Sir Gareth Southgate. This is from the comments page of the Telegraph newspaper, which has a hugely popular football section. And here's what the people are saying. Anthony, a snowflake squad, losers with a loser manager, reflects the country shambles. Tony says, don't mention Southgate in the same sentence as Cloughie and Fergie. They were winners. Southgate never has been. And William says, 8 wasted years of wokery and taking the knee for a criminal in USA, rainbow armbands and laces, and 8 years of negative football. Southgate was and still is a born loser. Harsh, maybe, but it's what people think, and that's why I'm putting it on the national television and radio airwaves. Because I'm not afraid of what you think. I embrace it, because what you think is all that matters. But not the FA, whose commitment to this serial runner-up has resulted in sweet FA for the trophy room. Do we now seriously have to contemplate the possibility of Sir Gareth Southgate? Does he really deserve the same venerated honour as, I don't know, Sir Paul McCartney, a man who has sold 1 billion records and changed the world with the Beatles? Is Southgate up there with Sir James Dyson, Britain's Steve Jobs, the billionaire inventor of the Dyson vacuum cleaner? Compared to Dyson, Southgate sucks. Is he up there with Sir Winston Churchill, who defeated fascism and saved the free world? Southgate couldn't save a penalty, or certainly not score one. Look, I'm sure he's a nice guy. I've heard he's a lovely chap. And he spoke up for some of our brilliant players when they received horrific racial abuse. And his record in competitions on paper was very, very good. But to be a knight of the realm, in my view, you've got to be a winner. Coming second is not a trophy. It's not a victory. I'm not even sure it's an achievement. Arise, Sir Gareth? Night on my watch. I just won't have it.